I'm going to talk about what a bronchoscopy is. So when you first get into the area, you have to change into a gown. You have to go over your medical history, including what pills you take, surgeries you had, things like that. Usually you also sign your consent in this room. When you get back to the bronchoscopy room, you nebulize lidocaine. Usually after I nebulize lidocaine, they put me to sleep, but I have been awake in previous bronchs to know that they also put syringes of lidocaine down your nose and tell you to swallow it. I'm not sure if they still do that, but that's what happened years ago when I was awake. And I also have been awake while they put the scope up your nose and go down your throat. But I remember they couldn't quite fit the scope down my nose, so they had to try a thinner scope. But by this time, you should be asleep. And they give you propofol and Versed. These medicines can cause you to forget anything that happened during the procedure. I sometimes remember things, though, because I have, like in the beginning, I had a lot of bronchoscopies after my double lung transplant. So the more bronchoscopies you have, the more often you get the medicine, the less it kind of works. So I have woken up several times during my bronchs. So once you're put to sleep, they go ahead and rinse your lungs and suck out all the secretions. And if necessary, they'll take a biopsy. And then they'll wheel you back to the recovery area where you will pretty quickly, wake up. And you have to stay there for about an hour, but you're not allowed to eat or drink anything for 2 hours, which is hard because you're hungry and because you have to fast for this. And depending on what time of day it is, it could be like 3 o'clock when you finally get done. The medicines I feel like also make me hungry. I don't know if it just like amplifies my hunger, but oftentimes I just keep asking, can I eat? Can I eat? But you keep forgetting, so you keep asking. And the doctor usually comes out to tell you after you recover in the recovery area, they come out and they tell you like what they saw, if there were secretions or how many biopsies they took, things like that. And then you get to go home unless you have a biopsy, because if you have a biopsy, you need an x-ray because they need to make sure they didn't perforate your lungs.